Hello, my name is Lior, and this is my reflection. So about me and my change initiative. First, my name is Lior Habat. I'm very excited to learn a lot in this class. So currently I'm a technical recruiter at a company called HireClout. We're based out of Los Angeles, California, and we help tech companies specifically. And as you can see by the pictures, we definitely have a lot of fun. So we have an office dog. His name is Scotty, and he always knows how to cheer us up when we're stressed out. So I've been at HireClout for about 6 months now. I'm very excited about it. I was super excited to start. I don't see myself going anywhere else for the next while because I love the people that I work with. And I really like what I do. So about 2 months into my career as a technical recruiter, I rang the bell in the office. Ringing the bell basically means that I made my first placement. Typically for a recruiter to make their first placement, it takes about 3 months. And for a recruiter to consistently make placements throughout their career would take anywhere from 6 months to a year. So definitely a lot to learn in that first year, definitely a lot to learn in the first few months specifically, because that's when you develop the most important skills that you need for the job. And of course, once I rang the bell for the first time, people were saying things like, congratulations, woohoo, you did it, great work. And then 2 weeks after my first placement, I actually made my second and third placements as well. So I was working hard. I knew that I was doing well, but for it to consistently happen like that 3 times in a row definitely caught me by surprise. However, this definitely did not come easy. So throughout the first 2 months of me being at my company, we were going through a training program for probably about 2 to 3 weeks. And the rest of the time we were just put to kind of start the job and start the process, the recruiting process. And information was kind of all over the place. It was just everywhere, and you kind of had to make of it what you want to help you be successful. So that brings me to my my change initiative, which was the training. So specifically my change initiative was creating a recruiting playbook. And what does that mean? It basically means conducting kind of a step-by-step guide of how the recruiting process works. So step by step, when it comes to sourcing, when it comes to sending messages, selling the jobs that we have, things like that, matching the candidates up to jobs that are suiting best a fit for them. And then within the recruiting playbook, we also have like helpful templates and guiding videos for how to use the technology as effectively and efficiently as we can. This is important because for the 2 months, even though I did really, really well in the first 3 months of me being there, the first 2 months were very, very frustrating. Me and my partner that we started at the same time, we basically started blaming ourselves, like, it's us, we can't understand it. Why aren't we understanding the concept? Everyone else is doing so well. Why can't we be like them? And that really was the first driving factor that I would say brought me to want to make that change within the training, is the frustrating factor. And then beyond that, I really could see myself long-term at the company, and I want to see the company be successful. But in order for the company to be successful, the training has to be better. So I knew that that was one of the things we needed to. Obviously, my bosses knew that the change had to be made because they saw us and how frustrated we were, and how it took about 2 months for us to even understand what we were trying to do with starting the process. So basically, I was involved. I brought up some ideas to my bosses on how to improve, how it would make sense for new recruiters to learn the job. So it was me, my my lead, the lead of my team, her boss, which is the director, and then my CEO of the company as well. So the bias that impacted my change initiative decision was definitely a perceptual bias at first. It was known as the halo effect. It's basically a global evaluation of a target based on features and behaviors. So in Professor Fiona's video that we watched for lecture, this is what we kind of learned about the halo effect. And where it really impacted my change initiative decision is that because, I was dealing with the CEO of my company, my boss, the lead of my team, and I was only there for about 3 months, I was definitely starstruck, if you will. So I would say that the halo effect had an effect on me because I was like, I'm young, I'm very new at this company, and I was intimidated basically by my bosses and my CEO when first bringing this issue up. And then the trap that impacted my change initiative decision was the estimating and forecasting trap. So basically how I kind of framed this for my team, for my boss, for my CEO, is that I was saying that in the future, when things really pick up, business really picks up for us in the company, we're going to need recruiters and we're going to need to train them quickly. And the way that we were trained at first was not anything that would help kind of speed up the process for a new recruiter to learn the job. It would hinder them and it would hinder the company in turn. Did I have data to prove that? No, but it is something that I knew would be an issue. However, I was kind of an outlier in that sense because while my partner had a hard time and actually still having a hard time 6 months later, kind of grasping exactly what we need to do for the job, I had an easier time. So I can't necessarily say and assume that all other recruiters will be like my partner or all other recruiters will be like me. So one of the decision-making traps that I fell into was the estimating and forecasting trap. Basically making estimates or forecasts that were based on uncertain events that I wasn't even there to see what had been done before my initiative. Thank you so much. And just an update with how far we've come. We've now had 2 new classes of recruiting training, and both have picked up the job relatively quickly. We're still learning. We're still working on improving, the process, but definitely moving a few steps forward, even just a few months later. And I'm excited to see where we go afterwards. Thank you.